From Cabrini University in Radnor, Pennsylvania, the sports fan. From Cabrini University in Radnor, Pennsylvania, the Sports Fan Base Network is proud to present the Interact Conference Boys Lacrosse Semifinals. In the second semifinal, the number 1 seed Fords of Haverford School take on the number 4 seed Quakers from William Penn Charter School. Well, hi again, everybody. My name is Tom Williams. Alongside me is Renee Washington. Thanks so much for joining us. First off, congratulations to Malvern Prep, a 10-8 win in their semifinal. Winner of this game will head to Tuesday against Malvern Prep for the championship, but a lot to go here as we're expecting a real fun matchup. Haverford 16-4 overall, 5-0 in conference, so a perfect run. They've won 10 of their last 11. In fact, their only loss came to Long Island Power St. Anthony's, and it came in overtime, so that is quite impressive against one of the top teams in the entire country, as they got a bye here to the semi. So Haverford haven't played in a little bit, so let's see how they come out.
Yeah, and Haverford is definitely battle-tested, as you say. I mean, you look at their regular season schedule, and aside from being undefeated in the Interact and being regular season champs, you see them playing top teams like St. Anthony's, as you mentioned. So this is a team, as they come back here to Cabrini College, which is a field they're very familiar with, and get to a stage they're also very familiar with. They kind of have had the opportunity to get a lot of rust out and a lot of good ups and downs playing those top teams during the regular season. So when you prepare like that, this makes the playoffs that much easier.
Penn Charter, our number 4 seed, 10-9 overall, 2-3 in conference. They defeated Springside Chestnut Hill in the quarterfinals by a 9-4 game. I certainly wouldn't call it an upset, but scoreline a little bit surprising.
Yeah, and I mean, when you go into this game for Penn Charter, it's just, we talk about last game, Episcopal Academy being the underdog. They are the true underdog coming into this game. I mean, Haverford being such a powerhouse in the Interact, they have nothing to lose at all. And for them, they have had some ups and downs season when you look at their regular season results. But it's just a matter of coming out, competing, and working hard and see what happens.
These two teams, of course, have met during the regular season. It was back on April 5th. It was a close game, 10-8 win for Haverford. So I'm sure that's fresh in the minds of both of these teams, which are Haverford wants to come out strong and kind of prove that that shouldn't be that close. But you know what? If you're Penn Charter, you come out and go, hey, we only lost by 2 last time out. Now the playoff intensity picks up. Maybe we can make up those 2 goals and find our way in the final.
Exactly, and if you look at what Haverford has done to their opponents, you see them with several games where they win by 4 or 5 goals. So to have a 2-goal game, which is a closer game for Penn Charter, they have to have some confidence coming into this. But as we've talked about many times before, it's a different stage. The stakes are higher. And once you get into the playoffs, regular season does not matter anymore, which helps Penn Charter, but they also have to keep in mind that Haverford's going to come out that much more intense.
This is the Interact semifinals. Again, congratulations to Malvern Prep. They've already won the first semifinal, and remember, Tuesday at 7 p.m. we'll have the championship game. But coming up next, Haverford and Penn Charter in our second semifinal. We'll come back with it in just a few minutes here on the Sports Fan Base Network.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
2019-2020 Philadelphia Wings season ticket memberships are available now. As part of the Wings family, get the inside scoop and your ticket to all the action. Season ticket memberships offer exclusive benefits, experiences, and discounts on parking, merchandise, and select concession. Call 215-952-LAX1 to secure your 2019-2020 Wings season ticket membership today.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215 624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the sports fan-based network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
2019-2020 Philadelphia Wings season ticket memberships are available now. As part of the Wings family, get the inside scoop and your ticket to all the action. Season ticket memberships offer exclusive benefits, experiences, and discounts on parking, merchandise, and select concession. Call 215-952-LAX1 to secure your 2019-2020 Wings season ticket membership today.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the sports fan-based network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Cabrini University, Edith Robb Dixon Field to be exact. As we're about to get started with our second semifinal, it's Haverford taking on Penn Charter. Tom Wilms here alongside Renee Washington. Thank you so much for joining us as we'll bring you the starting lineups. First for Haverford, they are the number 1 seed. The starting lineup, it'll be Mac Costin, Adam Salvaggio, Gavin Burke, Seamus McCloskey, Pierce Glavin, Brendan Mcbride, Peter Garno, Ryan Nijman, Teddy Curran, and in goal is Sage Ggarrido. For Penn Charter, it'll be Nick DeChico, Connor Mckee, Sam Keyser, Peter Miletus, Noah Evans, Gavin Ty, Terrence Thompson, Antonio DeMarco, and in goal is Carson Murano. Haverford, they are in the white, while Penn Charter, they are in the blue. We talked about it during the Open, Renee. This is a 1-4 matchup. These two teams played a very close regular season game. And, well, as fans of the game, we are hoping for the same.
Absolutely, and Game 1 kind of set the bar high because that was a close game that, of course, ended up going in favor of Malvern Prep, but it was exciting, it was intense, so we hope to see the same thing in Game 2. It's playoffs. You always want to have some fun, exciting games.
So it will be William Penn Charter, again, in the blue, going left to right. Haverford will be going right to left, and as always, the battle at the center dot will be huge, especially for Penn Charter. They want to hang around with this high-powered Haverford offense. They need possession. Here we go. Impressive win by Gavin Ty, the Malvern, Pennsylvania native. And we are underway. Quick start. Shot. Scores!
Whoa.
An absolute rocket on the far side. Just 12 seconds in, and it's 1-0 Penn Charter.
Okay, then. Penn Charter is ready to go. And Gavin Ty is someone we have to keep an eye on because he really does control possession for them by helping them win winning the face-off. But talk about coming ready to play 12 seconds in, you score first. Whew, that's impressive.
Well, listen along to the announcement of the goal. I believe it was Peter Miletus, and I will admit, blue numbers, blue jerseys, tough to see. So we'll do our best. As they've done a good job of announcing all the previous goals. So we'll give that. It is Miletus. He's just a freshman out of Jenkintown. And another draw win for Penn Charter. Taken back up top, here's Jace Dyer as Mckee changes. Will continue. Back now for Dyer out of Elkins Park, Pennsylvania. Back now, Blyler. This is Dean Blyler, junior midi from Philly. And back up top, this is taken over by Kellen Seth. He's out of Lower Gwinnett, Pennsylvania. Blyler trying to isolate, goes right up the middle, then tossed it to nobody in particular towards the corner. It was a high pass intended for Jace Dyer. Good job by the Quakers to keep it alive, though. They'll maintain possession. Back now, Dyer away from him, rolling towards the sideline, and it's out of play, and it's Haverford ball. So first possession for Haverford. They gave up a goal just 12 seconds in. We had some weather earlier on. We started off the day probably 79 degrees. Then it rained on us. Rained on them. We're undercover.
Yeah.
But now it's cooling down significantly. We might be in the low 60s, high 50s by the time this game is done. And it's certainly turned a bit breezy as well as the Fords control. Ggarrido with it. Here for Jordy Holmes. Back up top once again. Cuts to the left. Lost the edge. Tries to cut over. Sharp angle shot low, and they score! Jordy Holmes. A worm burner. Ties the game up.
And you know what? Sometimes when you're the top team coming in, especially for Haverford, being a team that's been involved in several championships and undefeated in the regular season and having so many honors coming into this, you can get caught a little flat-footed, which it looks like Penn Charter definitely caught them flat-footed. But 2 shots, 2 goals so far, Tom, in this game. That's very impressive for both sides as we start off the game a lot quicker than the last game.
Now, last game, the goaltenders really stepped up pretty much throughout the entire game. And it'll be interesting to see which one of these keepers is able to do that here. It's another draw win for Penn Charter. And they'll maintain possession. Dyer with it. As he'll step inside the box and then tuck it right back. And that little chant you just heard, probably the entire bench calling out the play. Great way to keep your entire team involved. Antonio DeMarco circling all the way back behind at X. DeMarco all the way around, trying to get his hands free. Almost slipped, trying to cut out in front. Bounces, save, and swallowed up by Ggarrido. Sage Ggarrido, a commit to Franklin and Marshall. Makes the first big stop of the contest. 9 minutes to go. First quarter, tied up at 1. Jack Leary. Flags fly as somebody's offside. It looks like, taking a look here, it is going to be Penn Charter offside. Which is interesting because, well, once you're offside, stay offside. They can't call it twice, but they actually jump back. Oh, no, they do have the extra player out there. There might be a second foul if they want to call it for too many on the field. There's actually 10 on the field for Penn Charter. So delayed penalty. As Haverford controls. Tossed all the way across. Holmes. Now back behind the cage. Salvaggio isolates at X. Spins far side. Goes up top. Triple team. Ball down. Gets it right back. Again, this is all a delayed penalty. Nice look to the near side. Trying to cut through. Here's Holmes. Scores! Jordy Holmes, second of the game. 7:44 to go in the first. It's 2-1 Haverford.
The penalty is not an issue there, even being a man down with Penn Charter having an extra defender on the field. Jordy Holmes with another goal, and to give them the lead for the first time of the game.
So the penalty actually was too many men on the field, so they were smart. They were smart, and they kept them out there. So it was a 6-on-7, but the Fords still found a way to score, make it a 2-1 game in spite of the fact that they haven't won a draw yet.
Now, does that make you a little worried if you have an extra man on the defensive end and still give up a goal? I don't know, but Jordy Holmes found a way.
That is certainly to be concerned with if you're Penn Charter. Next concern is to try to win this draw. It's still loose. It was on the back of the cross of Tsetskos. Still loose. And finally picked up by Penn Charter. They've won all 5 draws in this game. Actually, all 4 draws, excuse me. But they lose possession. Big contact on the far side. Fords have possession. Low 2-on-1 possibility. Jumps, fires, scores! Pierce Glavin got free about 10 yards out. Fired it home and forces the Penn Charter timeout. It's 3-1. Fans, we want to remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Brennan Collective. Architectural interiors, furniture solutions, workplace technology. Please visit BrennanCollective.com. And also, we want you to check out live, indoor, professional lacrosse at the Wells Fargo Center with your Philadelphia Wings. 2019-2020 season ticket memberships are available right now. Get access to the best seats in the arena, exclusive experiences, discounted parking, merchandise, and select concessions. Join our family by calling 215-952-LAX1 or visit wingslax.com today. Well, we had a real quick start to this one, didn't we? It was a 1-0 lead for Penn Charter. Now Haverford has fought back for a 3-1 advantage, and right now the Quakers are reeling.
Yeah, and I have to wonder if maybe the Penn Charter woke the sleeping bear, so to speak, by scoring just 12 seconds in. It was great to see them coming out. Their bench is all into it. They came out with that intensity to score first. But since then, even being a man up defensively, Haverford has just been able to come down and score 3 goals. And I'm not going to say with ease, but definitely, if I'm Penn Charter, we have to adjust as soon as possible so that this game doesn't get out of hand.
The good news for Penn Charter is then they have won all 4 draws in this game. This is our 5th coming up as Chris Tsetskos is ready to go here for Haverford. Again, having some trouble seeing the numbers here for Penn Charter, and I do apologize for that. Again, the blue numbers with the yellow piping around it and the blue jerseys is a challenge from distance. On the camera, you can see it better than we can. Probably.
Well, I will say for Penn Charter with Gavin Ty as their face-off guy, I mean, the UVA commit is UVA commit for a reason, and he's one of the best, in the league to be at that position. So they can win the face-off, but what happens next has been the gray area and the issue.
Ball still down and finally controlled by Penn Charter. Now they need to maintain possession if they have won all 5 draws. Pass across towards the crease. Fakes high, goes low, kick save. Big stop by Ggarrido. That was a great look out in front, but Ggarrido stayed with it. They step out of bounds, and it'll be Penn Charter ball.
It doesn't get much better than that if you're the Quakers. I mean, for them to set up that type of a chance, that's the way you answer back. And if they can continue to do that, they can continue to stay in this game.
And both of their main scoring opportunities, their goal and that opportunity came right off the faceoff. Now they've got to see if they can do a set play from their offensive set. DeChico with it on the far side. Couple of head fakes, spins away to the far side, still has it. Good job staying with him, though, by Jake Spencer. Comes on the near side, shot off the bar. That had a lot on it as Kellen Seth rings it off the pipe. It is backed up by Penn Charter, and they maintain possession. Here's Dyer. 6:28 to go, first quarter. 3-1 in favor of Haverford. Back behind Mckee, and around the far side. Ed Doherty. High push on him. Flag stay in the pocket. Good job keeping it was Dyer. And they'll try the near side. Antonio DeMarco out of Gwinnett Valley, Pennsylvania. We'll go back behind it. X keeps going around. Good job staying with him, though, this time by Nijman. Kellen Seth all the way back up top. DeChico. Penn Charter has possession. And one thing we've noticed defensively from Haverford is they stay pretty much inside the restraining box. They try to force you to come inside. Mckee back behind. Mckee dodges, tiptoes the crease, flags flies. He tries to get a shot off. He's pushed into the crease. And it'll be a man-up situation for Penn Charter.
Well, I have to say that's three possessions there from Penn Charter where they have created some really good looks. And for as patient as the Haverford defense is, we saw Penn Charter, they hit the post, they had a near miss, and they just had that one there, which was a penalty. But they're able to, as of now, they've been able to work in, and whether it's on the ball or off the ball with cuts, be able to break down Haverford's defense.
First man up for Penn Charter, as taking the knee is Teddy Curran on the push. 30-second call. So, again, not a lot of time to work. It's reversed here for Mckee. Nice look to the crease, and they score! Chase Dyer with the quick stick. Man-up goal for the Quakers. They pull within one. It's 3-2.
And that's it right there. I mean, that's the exact same play there. Penn Charter is doing a really good job breaking down Haverford's defense and getting good looks right in front of the net off their cuts and slashing towards the net.
Coaching staff for Haverford led by John Nostrand. Not happy. Not sure if it was with the goal or with the call or both. And Nostrand is an interesting story. He's been with Haverford for a very long time, but this is his final season. He's accepted a job down in Maryland. His assistant, Brendan Dawson, will take over after this season's over. So Haverford certainly wants to send him off with an Interact championship. But another draw win for Penn Charter. That is their 6th in a row. So here's DeChico. Little poke there from David Graham. So trying to extend the defense just a little bit. Now they have 2 up high defensively. He's cradling his way through near side. DeChico. DeChico gets free, takes a shot, save off the shoulder of the keeper, Ggarrido. Not sure if he got the stick down. I thought it hit shoulder as flags fly. And a delayed penalty coming up here against Penn Charter. As the ball's down and free, scooped up by the Quakers, and we'll have our first man up for Haverford.
How about that save there by Ggarrido that led to the penalty? But he has been, so far, doing a tremendous job in net because Penn Charter has had some really good point-blank shots. And whatever it takes, whether it's a shoulder, a stick, whatever, he's been finding a way to just get enough behind it for the save.
Connor Mckee will take the knee for Penn Charter. 1 minute slashing call, again, first man-up situation for Haverford. And they've been potent already. They've even scored a man down, so to speak. It was a delayed penalty on a too-many-men call. And they still found a way to score. Look out in front to the crease. Low shot, a split save. Huge stop by Morano. 38 seconds to go in the man-up. Goal line extended. Nice look back up top. Fires off the crossbar. Jack Leary.
Wow. Carson Murano with 2 incredible saves. I mean, to make the first save where he's right outside the crease, tremendous, and then another one. So he's keeping them in this man-down situation, keeping the Haverford scoreless.
16 seconds to work. Cross-crease pass gets away from Salvaggio, and it'll be a Penn Charter ball, and they should be able to kill the rest of this 12 seconds. Pat McDonough, the head coach for the Quakers. Along with Ryan Sankey, Joe Sankey, Belly Bagmanon, and a number of other coaches. They've got 7 assistant coaches listed. Tiptoeing over the line to Chico, and there goes the man up. Haverford 0 for 1, but it's given away as Ggarrido came out of his crease, and it was picked off. Colby Kim outlets it up ahead. It's intercepted. Keeper is out. Evans didn't see it, so he'll bring it up ahead. 3:03 to go in the first quarter. It's 3-2 Haverford, but Penn Charter has possession. Blyler back now for Dyer. Dyer now for Kellen Seth. Seth trying to roll to his right. Chasing him, Gavin Burke stays with him well. Dump back behind at X. All the way back up top. Roll dodge to the near side, but can't get free. Now tries to lower his head. But Dean Blyler is forced to dump it back behind at X again. DeMarco trying to come out in front. Double team. Tries to get his hands free. Ball down. Comes over. Shot comes and they score! Colin Mitchner, the freshman from Plymouth Meeting, ties the game up at 3. You take a look at the goal scorers for Penn Charter. The senior Dyer and then 2 freshmen, Miletus and Mitchner. Talk about getting help from everybody.
From everyone. And even look at that play. I mean, it's a broken play, and Mitchell just grabs it and shoots it quickly. I mean, that's what you need, those gritty plays where it's broken and you just turn it into a shot, or in this case, a goal, even better.
And goalkeeper was not set. You wouldn't expect them to be. Next thing you know, Ggarrido was fishing out of the cage. Another draw and another win for Penn Charter. They've won all 7 draws in this game. Tied up at 3. Shot from the outside goes wide, but it is backed up by the Quakers.
Gavin Ty, wow. He is obviously dominating on faceoffs right now, winning all the draws and then helping to get their offense started, because once he wins it, he's slashing down the middle of the field, and that's trouble for Haverford defensively. Here comes the rain.
Yep, second time today we've got precipitation. We had heavy rains earlier, and we have heavy rains right now. DeChico goes back behind. He's at X. Dunked out in front, but the pass was low. It'll go all the way to the center line. Good job by Penn Charter trying to keep it alive, but it's scooped up on the ground ball by Seamus McCloskey. He moves in with the long stick, fires and a save. It's loose. Hockey towards the cage, and it goes wide, but it is backed up by Haverford.
Wow, Carson Morano out of the crease there, trying to make the save, trying to knock the loose ball, and you see 3 Quakers down on the ground for that, and then Haverford comes right back to the shot, but this is intense. This is great stuff.
Setsekos powered it wide on that try, as it will stay Ford's ball. Costin, here's side Holmes, who has 2 on the game. Heading to the late stages of the first quarter, we're tied at 3. We're down to a minute to go. On the near side, Brendan Mcbride. Cuts goal line. Nice look out in front. Shot save. Big stop again by Murano. And then it's batted up ahead. Over and back will not apply, as it is scooped up by Penn Charter, but a lot of traffic goes out of play. Good shoulder barge, and Haverford will get possession. A lot of room on the near side, and it's caught by Nijman. 34 seconds to go in the quarter, tied at 3. Costin will slow it down. And it's dumped to the far side. Back up top. 14 seconds left. Toss towards the crease. Shot. Save! Another stop by Morano. Long outlet pass with 6 seconds to go. That gets away from everybody. Coming way out of his crease is going to be Ggarrido. He'll let it go out of play, and that is how the first quarter ends. 12 minutes in the books. We're tied at 3. Back in a moment with second quarter action as you're watching the Interact Boys Lacrosse semifinals here on the Sports Fan Base Network.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
2019-2020 Philadelphia Wings season ticket memberships are available now. As part of the Wings family, get the inside scoop and your ticket to all the action. Season ticket memberships offer exclusive benefits, experiences, and discounts on parking, merchandise, and select concession. Call 215-952-LAX1 to secure your 2019-2020 Wings season ticket membership today.
The Sports Fan Base Network is your video stream home for high school sports.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Edith Robb Dixon Field on the campus of Cabrini University here in Pennsylvania, just outside of Philadelphia. This is the Interact semifinals. We've watched 5 quarters of play, Renee, and it's been very entertaining as this one, after 1, it's tied up at 3 between Haverford and Penn Charter.
Well, a couple of things is one, I can't believe that was only 1 quarter, and I can't believe this is only a semifinal matchup. It feels more like a final matchup, and that was the 4th quarter with the way these two teams are playing. But both teams on both ends playing high intensity, high pressure. Both teams you see fighting hard on both ends of the field, whatever it takes, throwing their bodies behind the ball, getting physical. And there have been a couple players, Carson Morano, one that's been standing out in net for Penn Charter, and then Ggarrido has been really active out of his crease by cutting off some attacks by Penn Charter, so 2 aggressive goaltending.
Another draw victory for Penn Charter. They've won all 8 draws in this game. Gavin Ty, fantastic job. And you said he was a commit to University of Virginia? Well, wahoo-wah to him. Good job.
He is dominant on the face-offs.
Well, I'm sure Lars Tiffany is looking forward to seeing him soon. Not in time for this weekend against Maryland up on Long Island, though.
Nope.
If you haven't guessed, I'm a Virginia fan, so I'm going to be happy to watch him as well.
You're getting excited watching
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's the future.
40 seconds in to this second quarter. Tied up at 3. Penn Charter with possession. We switch sides. On the far side, Chase Dyer. Back behind it, X. Getting very deliberate approach here from Penn Charter. They started off a house on fire. They would find themselves down 3-1. They've come back to tie it up at 3. Thanks to, again, great draw work, great goaltending. And now patient play as Dyer dumps it off to Chico. Tries to roll to his left, moves in hands free, takes a shot and it goes wide, but it is just backed up by Penn Charters. There are 2 back behind it, X. Mckee with a late dive. That might have been enough as he'll take it out with the restart. Mckee trying to get around. 10:38 to go, second quarter. He'll try the near side. Mckee cradling goal line extended. Pass just too high for Blyler. Not going to make it to the center line. Still loose, scooped up by Haverford. So they'll possess now as here's Gavin Burke. Burke allowed to move in wide. Burke holds it low, spins to his left, and good number of defensive switches there for Penn Charter. Slows down the potential fast break for Haverford. Costin with it. Interesting story. Costin, he's a senior and he's committed to Utah. Normally don't think of Utah as a powerhouse in lacrosse, but they're trying to be. It is an up-and-coming lacrosse hotbed. Nice dump out in front. Oh, good stick check. Unable to get a shot off there was Salvaggio. But Haverford, again, keeps possession. Costin with it. As we'll get a couple of substitutions here. Now he cuts wide. Costin chased the whole way, though, by Kyle Jones. Shot from the outside. That goes high. But it is backed up by Haverford. So they'll keep the possession. 9:20 left to go, second quarter. Tied up at 3. So 6 goals scored in the first quarter. Things really slowing down. But as we say that, Ford's trying to move in and get something going. Nice look to the crease. Behind the back shot, he scores! Oh, brilliant goal. Right there on the doorstep. 4-3 Haverford. Oh, my. A professional level goal by Peter Garno, another Virginia commit.
I know you're excited now. UVA is well represented on both ends of the field. But what a behind-the-back finish there by Garno. Just beautifully done. And you saw Haverford really slow the ball down and create a good chance by being patient offensively. And whew, what a finish.
So Haverford ends the 2-goal run of Penn Charter. They take a 1-goal lead. And another big draw coming and another win. For Penn Charter to the outside shot. Off the cross of the keeper, Ggarrido. Didn't know where it was, and luckily for him, it trickled past the post. But now he outlets and starts the fast break the other way. Coming in 4-on-3. Nice look. Fire. Save. Another big stop by Morano. He outlets and we fast break the other way. End-to-end action. As here's Ty. A lot of room to move in. He winds and fires. Scores!
Wow. What a beautiful back and forth there. Both goalies playing on their heads right now with fabulous. I mean, Gavin Ty with the shot that just trickled wide of the net, went off the stick of Ggarrido, goes the other way, comes back, and Ty finishes it again. My goodness, this is exciting lacrosse.
That was a lot of fun, that last 30 seconds or so. Fast breaks all the way around. Coaches are losing their minds right now, especially defensive coordinators going, what are you doing? But for fans, doesn't get much better than that.
This is what you love to see.
Back and forth you go.
This is exciting stuff, man, for both these teams.
4-game. Again, this is the Interac semifinals. Winner of this game will take on Malvern Prep in the championship game on Tuesday night here at Cabrini and here on the Sports Fan Base Network. It'll be a 7 p.m. face-off. Looking forward to that one. But if it's anything like this, we're looking forward to it.
Without a doubt. I mean, I thought that Malvern Prep and Episcopal Academy set the bar high, but right now Penn Charter and Haverford have met that and are raising it as we speak.
So Leary will control as Haverford wins their first draw of the game after losing the previous 8. Bunched up defense here for the Quakers. They are all, I'd say, within 25 yards. Now one cuts out as it comes up top. Spin move here. Costin. Turnaround shot. They score. That's a great look there. And it's back to a 5-4 game now. A 1-goal lead again for Haverford.
I think that was Brennan Mcbride, but again, back and forth game here.
Brennan McBride, the future Harvard Crimson. And everyone on the far side was looking at Costin. All of a sudden, McBride, with that little bit of a pass, spins and fires, and Morano couldn't control it. So 5-4 lead for Haverford. A lot of action stuck between the crosses. Both trying to rake it out of there. Finally comes loose. Still loose, now taken over by Haverford. They've won their second straight draw. Smartly, they use Sage Ggarrido. Nice look up the middle. Delaney moves in, dumps across, and they'll go to the crease. Jumps, fires, but it's blocked. Gets it right back, though. That is some nice hand-eye coordination by Salvaggio.
Great defense there by Salvaggio.
Clavin back behind. Setsekos. Devine. And now for Bazzi. Getting a second unit of middies here for the Fords. Names we haven't called just yet, including Connor Devine. He lost it. And here come the Quakers the other way on the fast break. Nice look back, but it's in the hip of Noah Evans. He tries to reach for it with the long stick. Coming fresh off the bench, Kellen Seth. He can't control it. And scooped up by Nijman. He moves in 4-on-3. Nijman towards the crease. Shot, scores! Brennan Mcbride, his second goal. And it's now 6-4 Haverford. As much as Penn Charter would love to be able to pull off a run-and-gun style against Haverford, that is certainly against their best interests.
Yes, because Haverford on transition is not looking to slow down or pull the ball out. They are attacking the goal, and Penn Charter has been doing that, as you mentioned, but that makes this a very quick game, and you have to be able to keep up. It becomes almost a shootout.
So it is a 6-4 lead for Haverford, as not only have they picked up momentum on the field, in the face-off dot as well. They've won the last two after dropping the first 8. And they win another one. Talk about momentum.
Yeah, it starts there. I mean, that's 3 straight that they've won, and we see them score 2 back-to-back goals, and now they've taken the lead by 2. I have to think it starts right there with the face-off.
As Costin will throw it on back for Ggarrido. Ggarrido, he'll go wide. Hands-free shot, and it goes wide, but it's backed up. Still Haverford ball. Seems like it's been their ball for the last couple of minutes now, thanks to goals and draw wins. This shot is wide, but it is backed up. It's trying to just circle around the crease was Pierce Glavin.
And that's the momentum change. I mean, we haven't seen the Quakers on the other end of the field in a while. It's been a few minutes that Haverford has kept possession and actually been able to capitalize on some opportunities to take the game into their hands a little bit more.
Haverford looks for the crease. Nice save by Morano. So he was able to go post to post and make the stop. It's still loose. Eventually it worked over now for Costin to pick up. Great recovery by the Fords.
It's a heck of a save there by Morano. I mean, as he's coming across the net, managed to just get enough on it to deflect it. But they're still not out of the fire yet.
Costin to the outside, gets through 2 defenders, but he goal line extended. Jumps, fires off the outside of the net. Oh, that was close to the post. But Morano able to outlet and start to clear. Dyer will just jog it straight up the middle, being given a lot of room. Oh, out of the reach, though, of the Chicos. It was low at his hip and taken away by Haverford. They'll start a fast break. Mcbride will cut wide. Good transition D, though, by Penn Charter. Under 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 6-4 Haverford. All the way back up top. Here's Garno. Here's Side Holmes. Jordy Holmes has a couple. Brennan Mcbride has a couple to lead the way for Haverford. Nice move in. Goal line extended. Shot to save and swallowed up by Morano. Not much room for Holmes to tuck it through. Morano closed the legs. I don't think that hit his stick. That hit him right in the thigh. He'll gladly feel that one tomorrow.
That'll definitely leave a nice bruise. But, hey, whatever it takes to keep the ball out of the net, right?
It's taken over here by Kyle Jones trying to get over the center line. And it's intercepted. Jack Leary playing strong safety over the middle. Makes a nice stop. Otherwise, it would have been Penn Charter off to the races. The Penn Charter down by 2 and kind of reeling in their transition game, unable to really get anything going, starting to force some passes. They need to figure something out on the clears.
Yeah, on their clearances and on the transition, they haven't been as clean right now, and that's been leading to turnovers. Every time they cross midfield, it's coming right back. So they have to do a better job of whether it's being more patient or making an extra pass, whatever it takes to keep the ball offensively.
Back behind it, Axis Costin was able to dump it through to the crease, but a little bit too high for Salvaggio. I think he was in the crease anyway. And it will be William Penn Charter ball. 3:26 left to go. here in the second quarter. It's 6-4 in favor of Haverford. As let's see how they get it over the line now. They'll just take it up themselves. Instead of that pass right up the middle, DeChico just takes it in. Allowed to move into the restraining box. A couple of shots on him. Good job by the coaching staff for Penn Charter, just yelling, say, all right, hold on to it. It's taken over, and Seth, fresh off the bench, will try to get it deep. Under 3 minutes to go. And a very young team here at Penn Charter.
That's
Kellen.
the biggest thing. They do have such a young roster. I mean, they have a number of senior standouts like Morano and net and tie it the face-off, but they do have a number of underclassmen, as you mentioned, even some that have contributed today in goals and a lot of minutes. So you do start to see that experience wear on teams. And it might be happening here with Penn Charter a little in this first half.
But Penn Charter can certainly look forward to a fun future as a timeout will be called by Penn Charter. Again, they were kind of stagnant offensively, and I think that's a good job by the coaching staff to just kind of settle it down and see if they can get a better offensive breakdown. As we'll remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Brennan Collective, architectural interiors, furniture solutions, workplace technology. Please visit BrennanCollective.com. And also, tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by CBRE, the #1 commercial real estate company in Philly and the world. CBRE is a proud supporter of the Interac League. And we are live from Cabrini University here in Radnor, Pennsylvania. Alongside Renee Washington, I'm Tom Wilms. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Interac semifinals. We've been treated to some fantastic lacrosse, and right now, this is kind of a turning point in this game, at least from my opinion. Penn Charter, I don't know if they need the next goal, but I think they need a really good offensive set here, an extended offensive set where they can get quality chances on the goal.
Yeah, honestly, looking back at the goals that were scored, I think since Gavin Ty's goal with just over 8.5 minutes remaining in the quarter, I think that was kind of a shift. We saw that back and forth play that led to Ty's goal, but since then, the Quakers have struggled to even cross midfield. They've been defending a lot, which wears on your defenseman and your goalie as well, as we've seen Carson having to make a number of goals in net. That's Carson Morano, but they have to find a way to just settle in. And as the game goes back and forth, it is a game of runs and momentum. They have to find a way to manage the lows of the game, which right now this timeout might help with.
It's interesting if you get that clear over the center line if you're Penn Charter, but they've been forced to get over that center line to kind of nestle somebody in between the defensive six. And once the ball is coming in towards him, you can see all six of them kind of collapse on him, and he has no chance to get out of there alive with possession. So that is certainly something they are going to talk about here, I would think. And as far as Haverford's concerned, they're playing very responsibly defensively. Again, that defensive box that they are in, keeping everything to the outside, not allowing clean cuts towards the cage. That is something I'm sure that the coaching staff for Haverford wants to continue.
Yeah, and in a way they're baiting them in. As soon as Penn Charter looks to cut in the middle, which is something that was working for them in the first quarter, Haverford, as you mentioned, is on it. They're swarming them with 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, however many players it takes to win the ball back.
Back underway, 2:20 to go. Second quarter, it is a 6-4 Haverford lead, but Penn Charter has possession on the far side. And just want to finish this quarter strong, see if they can pick up a goal, maybe tie it up. Not get greedy, though. Just play it smart. There's a nice pass over here for Connor Mckee. Kellen Seth really had a nice opportunity. Nice drive in. Ball down, loose towards the crease, still loose, and picked up by Haverford. Now outlet quickly. As it connects to Jack Leary. Fast break, 4-on-3 with a trailer. Pass across, fire, save by Murano. High-to-high shot with no fake. A lot of goalkeepers at this level are going to do a pretty good job of controlling as the flag flies. It'll go against Malvern Prep. Great protection of the ball by Kyle Jones. And he draws the penalty.
Yeah, and that bouncing outlet pass off of a great save and pass by Carson Morano. You saw him just heads-up play there, being able to get his body, secure the ball, and take the foul while maintaining possession.
So Pierce Glavin will take the knee. Second man-up opportunity for Penn Charter. They are 1 for 1. It's a 30-second call for the push. And they'll start right by the Cabrini Cavalier logo. And by the way, we mentioned during the first game. Fair to mention it during the second. Congratulations to Cabrini University heading to the national semifinals. And it was a treat for all these kids to watch the collegians practice before the semifinals began, so a chance to see how they work. And Cabrini, one of the top programs in the Philly area. They've always been contenders in the local conference. This shot goes well wide by Miletus. Kind of looked like he slipped as he kind of planted the fire that.
Yeah, and Miletus a little slow to get up there, and we see him kind of hobbling a little bit, stretch it out. But you even see now, maybe off camera, I'm not sure, him trying to work it out.
Nice shot, low, and he scores! Just as the penalty expires, Antonio DeMarco pulls the Quakers within one. It's 6-5. That is one of the interesting parts about the 30-second penalty. Unlike in hockey, we have the 2 minutes and you feel defeated if you don't score on it. You just use the 30 seconds in lacrosse as an advantage. Again, it turns into 35 to 40 seconds by the time the substitute gets on. They used every bit of it and got the big unofficial man-up goal.
Exactly, and that's the thing. You just saw the patience there. They worked the ball around and took advantage of it.
Another draw victory. Chance to tie it. Cuts in front. High fake scores! Connor Mckee!
Wow. Oh, we've got a flag.
Oh, but a flag flies. The goal will count. Tie game with under a minute to go in the half. It's even at 6. And it might be a post-goal cross-check, which means Penn Charter will go on the man up. So not only do they tie the game, Colby Kim will take the knee. And barring another goal from Penn Charter, they will end the half with the man up, a chance to take the lead.
And how about that for Penn Charter? That's 2 goals within like 10 seconds of each other to tie this game up. And we talked about that. This is an important time because a minute is plenty of time as they win the faceoff.
Well, they win it, but no possession. Now it's finally controlled by Miletus. They'll slow it down. So it's taken here by Dyer. Again, man up for the rest of the quarter. 38 seconds to go. Dyer goes back behind. Here's Miletus. DeMarco works it around, trying to find room. Again, 6-on-5. 23 seconds in the quarter. Again, nobody really cutting through just yet. Now they start to switch around. Oh, ball down, stick down as well. As Mitchner had some trouble with it. It's still loose. 8 seconds to go in the quarter. Rolls out of bounds. And it'll be Haverford ball. Whistles away from the play as we will have a timeout for Haverford. And that's a pretty smart timeout there because you know that Penn Charter is going to overload towards the ball, take a chance, and this is a chance for Haverford to set up their clear correctly.
Exactly, and you saw the Haverford coaches going a little crazy over here on the sideline, trying to make quick adjustments and quickly call timeout, but that's exactly it. With 6 seconds remaining in the half and the game tied up, you want to make sure that you take care of the ball.
So a big opportunity here for Haverford to end the quarter even up. And again, when this game started, consensus around here was, okay, Haverford, great chance to win, but Penn Charter, if they hang around, obviously the better chance they have to kind of damper the spirits of the Haverford forwards. They've done exactly that. But right now, Haverford, they would love to just sprint to the half and just regroup tied up at 6.
Absolutely, and hey, hats off to Penn Charter for answering back, staying in this game, keeping it tied up for so much of this game. This has been an even back-and-forth game in every stat, shots, face-offs, turnovers, everything. So it's been exciting for both teams to see them competing like this.
So Haverford, after the timeout finally breaks up, they will control back behind their own cage. And my guess is they're going to do all they can just to maintain possession. Maybe wait till the last 3 seconds, throw it high up into the air, and just make sure that nobody else can do anything with it. And right now, if you're Penn Charter, you take all 6 guys offensively and chase the ball. They are double teaming the restart. And everybody else is covered. They'll attack as we're underway, and he'll get away scot-free. And that will do it for the first half of play. Haverford 6, Penn Charter 6. And an exciting first 24 minutes of play. We'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll recap the first half, come back for second half action as well. As you're watching the Interac Boys Lacrosse semifinals on the Sports Fan Base Network.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
2019-2020 Philadelphia Wings season ticket memberships are available now. As part of the Wings family, get the inside scoop and your ticket to all the action. Season ticket memberships offer exclusive benefits, experiences, and discounts on parking, merchandise, and select concession. Call 215-952-LAX1 to secure your 2019-2020 Wings season ticket membership today.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Cabrini University. We are at halftime of the Interact semifinals. Man, what a fun first 24 minutes we've had as we are all tied up. I'm Tom Williams. This is Renee Washington, and we are pleasantly exhausted. This has been a lot of fun, a lot of back and forth action. Very rarely do you get fast breaks back and forth 3 or 4 times in a row, but that's exactly part of the game we've had. Goaltenders have been starring in this one. And the only big difference between the two teams is Penn Charter's prowess in the faceoff X. They won that category 11-3 throughout the first 24 minutes of play. What do you look at here for Penn Charter to continue the momentum and to see if they can pick up the big upset victory?
Well, the biggest thing is we saw Penn Charter have a lull where they struggled offensively to keep possession of the ball. They kept turning the ball over. They struggled every time they crossed the half line. And we saw Haverford swarming them defensively and not giving Penn Charter any opportunity to even make a first pass to set up their offense. So they have to find ways that when they do win it and they're transitioning from defense to offense, to build it up, to give time for their line changes and for guys to get into the other half and get around the net so that they can set it up, because once they do, we saw them be very dangerous.
Now, these two teams met during the regular season. It was a 2-goal game. Now, if you're Haverford, you may be looking at this and going, wait a second, here we go again, another tight game against a team that, at least if you look at the records, they should be able to handle. But is this a case of maybe Penn Charter getting in the head a little bit of the Haverford Forwards?
You know, on paper, it definitely looks like this should be a Haverford dominant win, but of course that's not the case, as it's tied after the first quarter, tied after the second quarter, and been a very back-and-forth game. But I think that we see Penn Charter, and we talked about their youth, that's something that actually plays to their benefit in some aspects, because they're just hungry young players. You know, they're coming out, they don't care about standings, they don't care about the dominance of Haverford's program over the years. They just want to come out and win and be the team to upset them. And so that's what we've been seeing. They've been playing gritty and working hard, and I did notice that Peter Miletus, the freshman for Penn Charter, has been hobbling, and even during halftime was asking for some assistance on his leg. It looks like his leg is really bothering him, and he's someone that we saw score their first goal and been a big part of their offense.
Speaking of the youth here for Penn Charter, again, very experienced team for Haverford, the youth of Penn Charter. Youthful exuberance may be just enough to pull off the victory here, but will it be the experience of Haverford to kind of pull things together as well? It's going to be very interesting as we head towards the second half. We'll take a quick break. We'll remind you that coming up on Tuesday, we'll have our championship game, Malvern Prep, and the winner of this game right here. That's Tuesday night at 7 p.m. here on the Sports Fan Base Network. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back for third quarter action in just a moment as you're watching the Interact semifinals.
I was like, I actually have my mic in my mouth.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Edith Robb Dixon Field on the campus of Cabrini University as we head towards the second half of play in our second Interact semifinal. Malvern Prep has already punched their ticket to the championship game. Who will it be, Penn Charter or Haverford? Well, that is still very much up in the air as we're even up at 6 apiece. Alongside Renee Washington, I'm Tom Williams. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. It's going to back and forth game. Back and forth weather as it's back to somewhat clear, although a little humid as we are underway. Haverford with possession. And there goes the man-up situation for Penn Charters. They were very smart to hold on to the ball at the end of the first half, as instead of having a draw, they get to keep the possession, and they will control play for now, just 20 seconds into the third quarter. Haverford in the white, Penn Charter is in the blue. Penn Charter's had one lead. It was 1-0. But they've been battling back. They've actually battled back from a couple of two-goal deficits, 3-1 and 6-4. It's now 6-6. So here's Holmes trying the near side. Back up top. You can hear the bench basically setting up a new play here. Garno tries the near side. Garno gets it back. Minutes worth of possession. Salvaggio tries the far side. Some cutters thrown up top. Unable to get a shot off was Holmes. Holmes looks to cut. Now back up top for Salvaggio. Still with it. Correctionist is Costin. Costin holds it low. Then dumps it back as he continues to collapse the defensive box here. Nice look far side. Up top. Shot and a save. That'll kick to the far side corner. And it's backed up by Haverford. Nice stop by Morano. And we had clear weather. We had some rain. Now we're dealing with a little bit of fog. Here.
Hey, I said we've had it all in this game. That includes the weather.
Shot comes in. That bounces wide. Good look out in front for Garno, who's already got a goal in this one. But couldn't tuck it home there. Again, backed up by the Fords. They'll maintain possession. We stay tied up at 6 apiece. Costin with it near side. Back up top for Garno. Tries the far side again. Now at X. Costin again. Just around the horn they go. Little spin move. Trying to get his hands free. Goes to the left. Hands free. Shot and a save. And it's covered up. Big stop by Carson Murano.
Well, so far in these opening minutes of the half, we're seeing Haverford slow the ball down. And we've talked before about how both of these teams have been playing up-tempo, especially on transitions. But in that half-field set, offensive set, you saw them just working the ball around, being very patient for the first 3 minutes of this quarter.
9:25 to go as they get over the center line. We are playing in the third quarter, tied up at 6. Blyler with it. Back now for Seth. Midi change is made. DeMarco with it on the near side. Jogging goal line extended. Met there by Gavin Burke. Two-man game back behind. It's dropped off for Blyler. Blyler trying to cut around. Stops, jumps, fires. And it goes wide, but right into the cross of DeMarco. DeMarco. He tries to go low. That bounces wide, but it's backed up by Penn Charter. Quakers keep possession. Colin Mitchner will restart. Going to ask him to go outside of the restraining box. In case you don't know, it's the blue lines that we are focusing on. The red lines are for women's lacrosse. The white are for soccer. It's taken here by Blyler. Back behind. A couple of cross checks low on him by Burke. Fights through that, goes back behind, looks to cut. Nice pass, shot comes in low and a save. Sage Ggarrido stayed nice and low on that one and swallowed up with no rebound.
Yeah, we've got two really good goalkeepers in this game as well. I mean, goaltending has been a big part of the day. You need strong goaltending, obviously, but more importantly, offensively, both of these teams so far to start this half have been a little bit more predictable with their attacks and shooting straight in front of Ggarrido and Carson on the other end. So.
Oh, Ggarrido with a long pass, but it's intercepted. Both teams trying some new wrinkles. That's hopped out of the cross. Still loose on the far side, and Haverford controls. Mcbride with it, and he'll slow it down. Mcbride gets it back from Costin. Back up for Costin again. And offense settling in for Haverford. Tied up at 6. Nice move here by Costin. Forced wide. And dumps it back behind the X. Stepping back, Garno. Trying to isolate. Moves in, beats his defender. Over the head check, works. Play is stopped. Loose ball push. And it will stay Haverford ball. Under 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Tied up at 6. Garno with it. Looking to move in against Mckee. Instead dumps it over near side for Costin. Costin sweeps right. Gets through a check. Fires and it goes wide. But it is backed up and controlled by Haverford. They'll restart.
And this is the slowest start we've seen to a quarter. I mean, obviously starting off the game as the Quakers scored just 12 seconds into the match. Here we're nearly halfway through, and it's been still 6-6. Nobody has been able to break the ice here in the second half.
They're working in tight, though. It goes back behind to X. Out in front, shot that bounces wide. Race is won by Haverford. They continue the backup. Down to 6 minutes to go. Halfway through this third quarter, and still waiting for our first goal of the stanza. Really not much in the way of any good angles allowed by the Penn Charter D. Sweeps to the left, shot comes in, they score! Long bounce out of the cross of Costin. It's now 7-6 Haverford.
And there it is, finally the first goal of the half as Costin has a nice shot. And once again, if you look at that play there, he's running across the net, forcing Carson Morano to have to shift and move post to post, and he was able to find the back of the net. So whatever it takes for Haverford, as they are the first to score this half.
What makes that shot interesting is normally when you shoot, you go for that short hop towards the feet. This one was a long hop, so it actually hopped up towards his hip, yet didn't have really an answer for it.
Exactly. Definitely caught him off guard.
Here's another draw. Still loose. Rolls out of play. Waiting for the indication. It's Penn Charter ball. So Penn Charter wins their first draw of the half. Haverford won the first one of the half, but it's still a 12-4 margin in favor of Penn Charter, and that's the main reason why they are still very much alive in this game.
Absolutely. They've been able to get possession straight off the face-off, and we've seen them score goals or create good chances from that.
We'll see if Penn Charter can be just as patient back behind, but it gets away, and it'll be Haverford ball. Bad pass out of the stick of Peter Miletus. So Haverford will restart back behind their own cage. 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. The keeper, Ggarrido, getting involved as he'll continue the clear. Nice look back up top. Shot from the outside. That goes wide. Gavin Burke with a low shot. Started off at his hip, going right towards the ankles of Morano. Haverford still with possession. Costin. Garno. Costin. Near side. Costin winds. Garno has it up top. Interesting wrinkle of the offense here for the Fords. Basically keeping everything up top at this little set. Looking for the outside shot. Maybe they see the fog even worse than we do. Shots on the outside might be tougher to see for the keeper.
Yeah, you have to wonder. I mean, from this angle, it doesn't look as bad as it might be if you're in it down on the field.
Ggarrido with it, now to the near side. Good job by Penn Charter, keeping everything to the outside, though. 3:45 to go in the third quarter. They'll slow it down back behind an X. Fans might be getting a little restless. And every pass around just collapses the 6 defenders. Shot comes in and a save. High-to-high shot of Morano. Swallows it up. He's being chased. Tried to drop it off. It's loose.
That was a close pass there.
But taken over by the Chico. And he'll go right up the middle. Absorbs a couple of hard slashes. Gets through. Still turning on the speed. Ball down. He tried to spin his way towards the cage. It's intercepted. Ford's trying to get the fast break going.
And that's just a turnover that you don't need. If you're Penn Charter, you finally get a good defensive stop and get the ball on offense. You want to just take care of it.
I understand certainly looking for the fast break, but once it's not really there anymore, it's certainly best to just circle back only down by 1. Don't need to score now.
Exactly. We've seen Penn Charter struggle with that in the first half, and they have to make sure that they stay organized and smart with their transition play.
So Haverford, another long offensive set. Back up top. And all to the outside is the offense here. Everything's bunched up, really not allowing any cross-field passing. But nice spin move here. Costin spins back to his right, trying to get some freedom. Gets the return pass. Dumps near side. Sidearm shot and a save. Little wrap shot by Keyser. Correction by Salvaggio. And another big stop.
Carson Morano just keeps finding a way to just swipe through and get his stick behind the ball, arm, elbow, whatever it takes to make a save, a leg in the first half, but he has been playing lights out in net.
Bad pass, almost got things knocked away. Was taken here by DeMarco. And he'll slow it down. Back here for Dyer. Both teams figuring out some changes here.
And this is really the first time this half that we've seen Penn Charter get the chance to set up their offense. I mean, up until now, it's been Haverford with the majority of the ball offensively and controlling the play, honestly.
So here's Dyer back behind the cage. Isolates behind with Holmes. Dyer with a nice move, looking for cutters, none coming. Goes all the way back up top. Cutting towards the cage, trying to get the hands free. Does. Fire, scores! Gavin Dyer with his second goal of the game ties it up at 7.
Gavin Dyer has been doing so much for this Quakers offense, getting their offense started on the draw and then with a pair of goals now. But again, that's the first time we've seen Penn Charter this half really set up a good offensive set. Prior to this, it's been Haverford running time off the clock, working the ball around, and Penn Charter just throwing the ball away once they win it. So they have to continue to be patient and pick their moments for the quick transition versus setting up their offense.
A late goal here in the third quarter, down to 43 seconds left, and a draw victory once again for Penn Charter. They haven't led since 1-0. They'll move in. Little 4-on-3. Oh, the pass gets away from Keyser. Comes to the near side. And being double-teamed Blyler. And he'll throw it back right into the belly of DeMarco. And he'll slow it down. 24 seconds to work. Gets inside the restraining box.
Less than 20 seconds. Just work the ball around and get a good shot. And see if we can go into the fourth quarter for Penn Charter if they can go up by 1.
Mckee looking for cutters. 10 seconds to go. All the way back up top. Here's Blyler. Dean Blyler moves in, fires, save, spins past the post, still loose, and that is how the period will end. 3 quarters in the books. We are tied at 7. We'll be back with fourth quarter action in just a moment as you're watching the Interac Boys Lacrosse semifinals here on the Sports Fan Base Network.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the sports fan base network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
2019-2020 Philadelphia Wings season ticket memberships are available now. As part of the Wings family, get the inside scoop and your ticket to all the action. Season ticket memberships offer exclusive benefits, experiences, and discounts on parking, merchandise, and select concession. Call 215-952-LAX1 to secure your 2019-2020 Wings season ticket membership today.
Fans, we just wanted to note something. On behalf of Malvern Prep and the entire Philadelphia lacrosse community, we wish to honor and give a moment of silence for the loss of Drew Payton, the father of Malvern Prep sophomore attackman Will Payton. So we'd like you to take just a quick 5 seconds of silence. Thank you very much. And we ask you to visit the GoFundMe page, Drew Payton's Fight. And that's going to be on the link on your screen. We're going to try to get that link up there in a moment as soon as we can. As we are underway here in the fourth quarter, and another draw victory for Penn Charters. They'll move in right away. Shot comes in. That goes high. Just over the bar by Ty. 13 seconds into the fourth quarter. Much like in the first quarter, they try to strike quickly.
Here we are again, Tom, going into the final quarter of the game. We have been tied after every single quarter. I mean, talk about a back-and-forth close game. It is coming down to the wire as we get into this final 12 minutes, and now it's anybody's game. Again, standings don't matter, seeds don't matter. Whoever wants it more can win this one.
So here's Jace Dyer with control. Dyer cutting in deep, 45 seconds into the period. He'll hide back behind at X. Out of Elkins Park, Pennsylvania, already has a goal in this one. And it's taken away, but the ball's free once again, but followed up by the keeper, Ggarrido. Oh, an error for Penn Charter, something they can't afford. They're trying to keep the momentum. Nice move to the outside, good defensive work, spins, fires, and a save. Big stop by Morano. It is followed up and backed up by Haverford. They'll maintain possession. 10:45 to go in the fourth. Fords with possession, dumped on back. Shot from the outside, blocked, and goes out of play. Costin just fired it, and there was a defenseman out in front making the block. It looks like it was DeChico. Nice look up top once again. A little slash on the back. Coaches want a call, not coming. Garno tries the far side. Back for Garno. Tries near side, no angle. Garno again. Quarterback's out in front. To the crease, jumps, fires, and it goes wide.
What a close shot there. Wow.
Adam Salvaggio, the Colgate commit, just missed the post on the quick stick bounce shot. Ford still possess. Garno. Up top again. Garno gets his hands free to the near side. Glavin back behind to X, all the way around the far side. Costin, Garno. They tried the near side, back behind. Oh, keeper tried to cut it off. He was out of his crease. Ball down, picked right back up. Good concentration. Haverford fans on the far side like this. Extended possession here for the Fords. Garno. Near side, Glavin. Back behind at X. Looking for cutters, tries far side. No angle, tries to make a better shot, but pushed away. Still fighting, fires. It's blocked out in front. Actually, I think it hit an attackman. But it does stay Haverford ball. Extended pressure from the Fords.
And we saw this in the third quarter as Haverford had the majority of the possession earlier in the period, and here we are yet again in the fourth quarter, and Penn Charter just can't find a way. They're making saves, they're getting stops, but they need to find a way to win it and go the other way.
Morano sweeps left, takes a shot that goes wide, but it is backed up again by Haverford. Nice look out in front again. Shot that goes wide. And another backup as the defenseman is starting to get desperate on these backups. Coaching staff for Penn Charter is like, that's not a shot, but it certainly looked like it might have been. Officials, the ones that count, say that it is. Garno. Pass across. Shot, they score! Rocket from the outside by Adam Salvaggio. 8:34 to go in the fourth. It's 8-7 Haverford.
And that's the tough part about that. When you're defending for 2 and 3 minutes, your defensemen are getting tired. They're trying to stay patient. They're trying to keep Haverford in front of them. And for Haverford to get the chance to convert off of that nice long possession, that's exactly what you want offensively.
So once again, an 1-goal lead for Haverford.
And it's interesting you mentioned the lead. I mean, we haven't seen a team lead by more than 2, Haverford being the team that led by 2. Of course, we saw Penn Charter lead early in the game and haven't since, but this game has been neck and neck.
Big draw. Held stick. It's Haverford ball.
Now here's where if you're Penn Charter, you cannot have another 2 or 3 minute possession for Haverford. You have to find a way to get a stop and win possession to go the other way.
Nice look towards the crease. Couple of dodges. Shot and a save to the knees. Big stop by Murano. Steel outlet. And a quick clear. Here come the Quakers. Ty moves in, spins away from the double team and slows it down. Just about everybody on the bench for Penn Charter. Hands up high saying, all right, slow it down. Still plenty of time. Down by 1. Antonio DeMarco has possession on the near side and waits for midi changes. DeMarco drifting to the center. Picks up his gait against Delaney. Pass up ahead, gets away, and it is Haverford ball.
Ouch, not a good turnover for Penn Charter, who we've seen them in moments in this game where they've struggled with turnovers offensively. And again, you just give up a goal about a minute ago, and here you are losing the ball on an offensive set that you need to get at least a dangerous shot off of.
So Haverford kind of dodges a bullet there. They lead by 1, and again, they are in no rush with 7:08 to go in the fourth quarter.
This is where you'll start to see the experience that Haverford has, having been in this situation many years, start to come into play.
Costin shot well wide, backed up by Mcbride, and it stays Ford's ball. Mcbride has it, far side goal line. Now back up top here for Costin. Nice look back behind. Plenty of cutters, but nothing clean. So Costin lowers his shoulder, fires, and it goes wide, but backed up by the Fords. 6:35 to go, fourth quarter. Garno around Costin. Shot from the outside, deflected wide. And it will be backed up by Penn Charter. There was nobody in that corner. And in great position was Terrence Thompson. So he'll restart for the Quakers. 6:17 to go in the fourth.
Haverford looking to double team and making it really difficult for Penn Charter to cross the line.
They're going to have to use their speed and a nice spin move to get over that line. Into the restraining box, pass across, and slowing it down. Here's Mckee. Under 6 minutes to go, halfway through the fourth quarter. 8-7 Haverford.
And for both teams, they have to know that every offensive possession counts so much more now. It's very crucial with this game being so close and time winding down to take care of the ball and get a good shot. There's no rush, but you have to take your time and create a good shot instead of forcing one.
Blyler with possession. He goes one-on-one against Leary. Sweeps to his right. And that pass, that's been dangerous. They've lost it a couple of times. And any passes that are up in the air might get lost in the fog. They've got to be very careful. Blyler looks back to his coaching staff. Here's Ty. Tries to power into his left. Turns right. Fires. It bounces wide. But it is backed up by Penn Charter. 5:01 left in the fourth quarter. Extended possession here for the Quakers. Back up top, here's Dyer. Blyler trying to power in. Ball down, spins away, double team. Ball down again, taken away, but fresh out of the cross, and then followed up by Dyer, and he'll slow it down again. Caught way outside, and timeout called by Penn Charter. That's a huge timeout. Recognizing that they may be about to lose possession and just calm it down and see if they can keep things rolling. As we'll remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Brennan Collective. Architectural interiors, furniture solutions, workplace technology. Please visit BrennanCollective.com. And also, we're going to let you know about something you should know about. We want you to check out live professional indoor lacrosse at the Wells Fargo Center with your Philadelphia Wings. 2019-2020 ticket memberships are available right now. Get access to the best seats in the arena, exclusive experiences, discounted parking, merchandise, and select concessions. Join our family by calling 215-952-LAX1 or visit wingslax.com today. We are set up for a fantastic finish. Alongside Renee Washington, I'm Tom Wilms. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Malvern Prep is hoping this game goes into quadruple overtime. They want to tire these guys out, but I'm sure they're enjoying this just like we are. Again, Malvern Prep, they've already punched their ticket. Who will it be? This is an 8-7 game. Haverford leading Penn Charter, but Penn Charter with possession, and they are playing quite well.
Absolutely. We talked before the game about the regular season that Haverford has had and the opponents that they've played, St. Anthony's being one, and different top teams from around the region. But that experience definitely comes into play here, but more importantly, none of that matters, really. I mean, it's a matter of, in this final 4 minutes, who can be the better team, and whoever can string together the most goals, obviously. That's very basic and common sense, but it really does come down to that, and we've seen both teams competing, but we have to see who's going to be smart, patient, and where that experience comes into play on either side will be the true test.
And Penn Charter with possession, but they've been guilty of some unforced errors, so this is where they're going to have to be smart, maintain possession, and you know what? Force the keeper Ggarrido into a save. He's been strong in this one. Same goes for the keeper for the Quakers, Costin Morano. Force him to make a save. Mm-hmm. You know what? If you end up with a loss in this game because you got a great shot on goal but just couldn't finish it because of the keeper, you tip your cap, it stinks. Exactly. But at least you know that it was your effort, not a mistake, that is how it all worked out. So we're back underway. 4:13 to go in the fourth quarter. 8-7 Haverford as they'll play back behind an X. Taken back up top here by Gavin Ty. Ty trying to back his way in. Good defensive work, though, by Chris Daney. Goes back behind the cage. Oh, tiptoeing. And he goes out of bounds. Oh, could not get it out of his cross.
Huge defensive play there. Again, we talk about every possession being so important, and that's key here as you are trying to, for Haverford, keep your lead and hopefully even extend it to 2 as we see Penn Charter swarming the ball to win it back. Nice swing move by Costin to get in. Costin turns on the speed, and he will drop it off back behind the X. That was a great job by Costin, the future Utah player. So now Haverford, and they certainly can't hold it for the last 3:13, but
They can possess as long as possible, see if they can force a stall warning. And you know what? Maybe lull Penn Charter into defensive sleep and get a very important insurance goal.
And we've definitely seen them do that throughout the game. They've managed to have 2 or 3 minute possessions where they get a few shots out of it and then eventually score. So they have the ability to keep possession here without getting a stall warning, but could definitely keep possession and run time off the clock.
And there'll come a time when Penn Charter will have to kind of attack defensively as Costin tries to back in, takes a shot, bounces it way high, but it is backed up by Haverford. 2:39 left to go. And with there being no shot clock, Haverford just needs to possess and possess smartly. Costin has been running the offense for the most part, along with Peter Garno. Costin again. Spins right. Hands free. Ducks underneath the check. Ball down. Loose ball. Ground ball. This is huge. Everyone raking for it. It scoots out. Still
have
loose.
to win that ball for either team.
Both teams still battling for it. And finally taken by Haverford. They'll call timeout.
Ooh.
That was fantastic and humongous for Haverford as they find a way to get possession back and then get the timeout because they were in trouble. So we'll remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Brennan Collective. Architectural interiors, furniture solutions, workplace technology. Please visit BrennanCollective.com. And we'll also remind you that tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by CBRE, the #1 commercial real estate company in Philly and the world. CBRE is a proud supporter of the Interact League. And we just saw the timeout called by Haverford. They barely talked. That timeout was all about getting possession. Okay, we have possession. Let's settle it down. They weren't going to do so in that rugby scrum.
Exactly. And, I mean, this late in the game, with the way the game has been so back and forth, it does start to wear on you mentally, physically. We see Ryan Nijman for Haverford trying to stretch out some tight muscles. You know, we already talked about on the other end some injuries that we've seen, but this is a game that now also is very mental. You know, the mistakes that you're making that could be costly or smart possessions on either side of the ball, you have to make sure that you're focused and engaged for this last 2 minutes.
2:04 to be exact. Haverford has possession. They lead 8-7. They will take it out in the restart, looks like on the near side. Trying to make sure I know where the ball is, and I do. It's number 30, Pierce Glavin with it. As they'll get it around the far side. Now, Garno quarterbacks, near side for Glavin. Glavin cutting to the outside. And unlike in hockey where you can pull the goalie, in lacrosse, the goalie essentially stays in and becomes a defender. So he can start to wander and attack, but of course that leaves the cage open. 1:40 to go. Penn Charter wants the stall warning. Not getting it yet. Sweeps, fires, and it's blocked out in front. Picked up again, fires, and scores! Rebound left out in front. And Haverford takes a 2-goal lead.
And that really took the wind out of Penn Charter's sails. You see, as soon as the ball hits the back of the net, a few players drop down to their knees, Carson Morano being one of them, because they had worked so hard defensively, and to give up that rebound net, that does hurt. But Haverford, how about that possession?
So Salvaggio's second of the game gives Haverford a 9-7 lead. And here's the biggest draw of the season, especially for Penn Charter. They've dominated at the face-off X. They'll need to do so again. Still loose, chopped up ahead, scooped up by Ty. Ty steps in, fakes left, goes right, knocked down, slides in, possession, flags fly, ball down, and picked up by Haverford. And Penn Charter will go man up. Fourth man up coming up for Penn Charter. 1:14 to go. This is must score.
And we've seen them score in this game within close times, 10 seconds apart, 12 seconds into the quarter. They have the ability to get one and then maybe a quick second goal, but it definitely has to start with one fast.
It is a 1-minute slash as taking the knee is Ryan Nidgeman. Big opportunity here for the Quakers. Miletus. For Ty, back to Miletus. They'll try the far side this time. Passed up ahead by Dyer. Looking for cutters. Across, in and out of the stick. But corralled once again by Ty. 50 seconds in the game, 33 seconds in the man up. Sharp angle, fakes, fires, and it's partially blocked. It goes wide to the corner, and it is Penn Charter ball. 41 seconds to go, and they'll call timeout. Desperately needing to set something up here. Some kind of set play that only takes maybe 10 seconds. Because if you think about it, score in the next 10 seconds. The next draw probably take about 10 seconds to win it, as it usually does. And that'll give you about 20 seconds to maybe work something offensively if you can win it quickly enough. Again, it is certainly not out of the realm of possibility. But again, Penn Charter, their next shot needs to come relatively quickly, and it needs to go in.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I mean, time is not on their side, obviously, and they have to find a way to play quick, but still play smart. You have to have a sense of urgency, but not throw the ball away. So there's a lot that has to happen here in this 41.4 seconds, to try to score first quickly and then get another one all within less than a minute. So a lot that they have to be talking about right now in this timeout.
Well, the winner of this game will play on Tuesday night against Malvern Prep for the Interact title. Malvern Prep coming away with a big victory earlier. A close game of their own. Well, why not have two close games? Again, congratulations to all four teams. No matter how this one finishes, this has been a lot of fun to call, watch. If you're a fan, it's had to be a lot of fun. If you're a neutral fan especially, if you're a fan of either of these two teams, yeah, I'm sure you're biting your fingernails down to the nub right now, but so much intensity, so much fun. This is the best of Philly lacrosse right here.
Exactly. I mean, both games have come down to the wire. It hasn't been a blowout. It hasn't been one-sided where you know who's going to win. It's been down to the final seconds, and that's what you want in playoff games.
So we restart. It's still a man up as they set something up. Penn Charter down by 2. Pass up top. It's taking some time, though. 25 seconds left. Up top again. Miletus fires it wide. But it's backed up by the Quakers. 23 seconds left to go. 8 seconds on the man up. Looking for cutters. Ty fakes. Tosses it up top. Back for Ty. They're playing him very tightly. Now double teaming. Draws the flag. Scores! Oh. Gavin Ty pulls the Quakers within 1. His third goal of the game. 13.6 seconds left to go.
And as the clock was winding down, I was thinking they are eating up all of their time, but he scored with just enough time. I mean, we talk about it taking about 10 seconds off the face-off. Just enough time to possibly win the face-off and get a shot to possibly tie this up. A lot of possibles, but anything can happen here.
Big draw here as Haverford will take it. They'll take the timeout, rather. This is going to have to be as clean as a face-off win as Ty can possibly pull off. Again, basically rake it forward, pick it up, and move in on a break. But, of course, Haverford is going to prepare for that. I would not be surprised if they just land on top of the ball, just try to maybe sweep it away to some open field deep in the zone for Penn Charter, just trying to find a way to kill as much of this clock as possible. Because the way the draws have gone in this game, it's been absolutely dominant in the favor of Penn Charter. And they haven't always been cleanly won, but they have been won by the Quakers. And just one more draw victory and another shot is pretty much their only chance here to try to force overtime, as we're down to 13.6 seconds left to go in this semifinal. It's 9-8 Haverford as they are hanging on.
Well, here's the thing. What better player than one of your best players and your senior leader, the UVA commit, to have the game in the hands of? I mean, we've seen Penn Charter score in the first 12 seconds of the game. In the end of the first half, they did score 2 goals back-to-back within 10 seconds of each other. So we've seen them be able to do it. It's just a matter of, as you mentioned, if Haverford can get enough on it to kill some time and run this game out.
Already standing at the center line is the aforementioned Gavin Ty. Taking the draw against him is Bobby Blewett, the future Wagner Seahawk. So 2 D1 commits battling here in suburban Philadelphia. 13.6 seconds left to go. Referee going to make very sure this is clean. This pops away to the wrong side for Penn Charter. It's won by Haverford. 8 seconds left to go. They're going to try to kill the rest of the clock. The triple team to the near side. Ball stays in his cross, and that will do it.
Wow.
Haverford holds on. They're going to the finals. They beat Penn Charter 9-8.
Wow. Hats off to both of these teams for a tremendous semifinal game. I mean, that easily could have gone either way. You think back over the course of this game, Penn Charter hits a post, Haverford's around the net with some close chances. That's what you want to see, as we mentioned, in an Interact semifinal game.
Congratulations to everybody. Again, we just mentioned it before. Congratulations to all 4 teams. But unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to 2 of them. One of them being Penn Charter, the other being Episcopal Academy. Their seniors will now move on to bigger and better things, not only athletically, but academically. And we congratulate all of them as we wrap things up here at Cabrini. The goal scoring in this one for Haverford, 2 goals for Adam Salvaggio, Jordy Holmes, and Brennan Mcbride. 1 goal each for Matt Costin, Pierce Glavin, and Peter Garno. While for Penn Charter, a hat trick for Gavin Ty. 1 goal each for Connor Mckee, Peter Miletus, Jace Dyer, Antonio DeMarco, and Colin Mitchner. As that will close out this one, so we ask you to join us Tuesday night for the Interact Championship game. It'll be Malvern Prep taking on Haverford. Again, that's coming up Tuesday night here at Cabrini. 7 p.m. is the start time. We'd love to have you come out here, but if not, we'll have you covered here on the Sports Fan Base Network. For Renee Washington and all of us here at Cabrini University, this is Tom Wilms saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you real soon.
To learn more, visit sportsfanbasenetwork.com. SFBN is your home for Philadelphia area high school sports.